Hey everybody, planted some tree seeds into this field right in the eastern, furthest from the road end of it. I set up these flags. This is the northernmost corner of the seeding, and you see two down there. Zoom in here a little bit. So the first one represents the end of what I'm currently working on: shagbark hickory and hybrid hazelnut seeds. After that is a more lazily done section of black walnut, and they're all compatible with each other. And right next to them we got some pioneer trees, white, gray birch, some kind of hickory maybe, I'm not sure. A lot of European buckthorn and Japanese honeysuckle, both considered aggressive, non-native, so-called invasive species, but maybe their invading is okay here to reforest the place. The birds certainly seem to like it. Also, white pine and a few more birches, occasional cherry. Up there's maple, and so kind of aiming for maple, hickory, walnut type of mature forest here over time, with hopefully some hazelnuts along the way and some grass. So I'm going to start planting and try and show you what I'm doing, but it's going to be hard with the phone, so let's see what how this goes. So I'm walking around, and maybe I just dropped some seeds, but with these more precious seeds, planted in the nursery, but I ran out of space for these seeds. I already got hundreds of them in air-prune beds. So I'm trying to give them a little bit better than just a broadcasting. So I'm kind of walking around, poking the ground, finding rocky spots. I don't know if you can hear that. I can certainly feel it in my wrist. So found a softer spot here. And then I kick the shovel in. Oh, that's not soft. Feel it on my knees. Try to find a softer spot that feels a little better. And then sometimes, this feels pretty rough. I give it a good jump. Yeah, nice and deep. I just swivel it open, and keep in mind I'm going slower to show you. And then in my pocket here, I'm walking around with a pocket full of hickory seeds right now. Some of them in the husk, some of them are not. And so I'm just standing and I drop them. I just dropped it just like that for all of them. But I'm going to show you what's happening. I'm placing it, maybe if they're too close, I spread them out. So I'm giving them like 6-inch apart, and hopefully one of them makes it. I take the shovel out and see they kind of drop in there. Maybe I poke them in, but usually I just leave them. And then I got to make a hole right next to them. That's a rock. That'll do it. Give it a few good stomps. Pretty clay field. And I just compress it. Look at that happening. Compressing that spot. So now they're in the spot that is more compact. In this loose spot, you just kick it shut. Boom. Now the compaction I just did kicking is something, might help, might hurt. I think a concern is there's going to be air around the seed, and that's going to really hurt its potential. So I'm trying to make sure there's soil all around the seed. I don't want any air gaps, and if that means a little tougher soil, only the tough seeds will survive, and those will be the best trees. So if years from now I can fish them out of this stuff, which will eventually fill this in when I stop mowing it, hopefully I got some beautiful shagbark hickory trees, food, fiber, fuel, and more. A lot of field, and I started in the back here because I wanted to start as soon as I had access to do so, and had some seeds to spare, which was the walnuts at first. And I was kind of the most comfortable with failing back here. I knew I could experiment. That said, it's a bit of a walk. I I walked along that whole side stretch over there down to the front field. You can see the road way over there. So it'd be easier to do this from the someplace closer. You know, nature works in from the edges, and convenience and the so-called easy way is often maybe the best way. Depends. But yeah, coming back here, I'm still working from the edges, trying to fill this in. So we'll see how it goes. I'm doing more stuff up there. I haven't really filmed yet because I'm so busy when I'm doing it. Seed beds, transplanting seedlings, planting a little bit older trees to straight into the field, and really trying to make the front field reforestation a little faster paced. Back here I'm doing the same. You know, if I just stop mowing, this is going to get faster paced. Sorry, I mean this is going to get reforested, not at a fast pace. And so what I'm doing with these seeds is, you know, I'm speeding it up a little bit, and then if get another couple seeds here. Sometimes they don't really go in, especially when I'm holding the phone and not really paying attention to what I'm doing. Good to pay attention to what you're doing. So, you know, this will just give them a little bit of a boost in quality and speed of whatever reforests the spot. Up there, you know, I'm trying to get 2 3-year-old seedlings in there, 1-year-olds if they're real tough, and kind of nurse them along, give them mulch, maybe water them their first year, and if we got some droughts, and you know, so that'll be even faster in quantity and quality of the forest, the provision forest, home food gardens, community provisioning forests. Trees are good. See you next time. Adding a little bit to that last video, I'm talking about this chaos I'm unleashing on this field. It's seeds mixed into wood chips here, and it's another thing I'm learning is it's important to embrace chaos sometimes and try to put some time into order when you need it. See, there's a seed right there, so you know, I'd put that in my pocket if I wasn't holding a phone. And what I'm saying is it's easier that on bottom it's pretty much all wood chips, and then there's a layer of pretty much all seeds, and then wood chips to cap it. I did all that to stratify these seeds. I'll give you an idea where these are coming from. But you know, those layers really make it easier to use the seeds when they're ready, to find the seeds, when they're ready for planting, however you're going to do it. And so winter stratifying these seeds involved filling them in a bucket, because I had hundreds, and insulating it. Could bury it. It's very wet where I am, so I use a lot of wood chips. I got an abundance. You could use leaves, just bury them, insulate them for winter, keep them at like 35 degrees or some. Refrigerator drawer would work if you only had a few seeds inside. You keep them there for a few months over winter, and they'll start to sprout. Ideally, get them in their home before they sprout. So I did that with hazelnuts, hickories, acorns, pine cones, pawpaws, all kinds of fruit. Chestnuts. And so now I'm still doing the holes with hickory nuts, and I've added the hazelnuts. So in the same hole I'm planting hazelnuts and hickory nuts, varying amounts, trying to get something going, and the holes will give it a little bit more of a chance than if I just put them on the surface. But even that's changing the dynamic a little bit here, and pretty low energy, so not saying I'm going to get a big return out of this, but I'm also not putting in much cost. It's a bit of labor. You gotta love it. Peace. Finished up planting those seeds. Right as the sun set and the moon rose, thought I'd share some peepers singing. Bit of work, tree planting in a field, but that little bit, gotta give life a chance, and has a lot of potential. So hopefully we see some beautiful things ahead. And now,